straight line. And this line is gonna go from left to right. Yes, from left to right. The dashes are third. It is basically gonna be like the horizontal, but a little shorter, as you can see. And it is also going from left to right. And it is a short horizontal, basically. Alrighty, the fourth one, a left diagonal. The left diagonal is basically a curve veering towards the left side. And you can see that it also sort of goes from the top all the way down to the bottom. And then the bottom ends on the left side. Alrighty, the right diagonal is our fifth one. Basically the same as the left diagonal, just veering towards the right instead. But it's also going from top to bottom. From top to bottom. Alright, next we have the circle. We're starting at the 1 and we're going anti-clockwise and ending back where the 1 is, making a full circle. But it is anti-clockwise. That's the one thing that you have to remember. And that you're going from the top to the bottom, basically. So you don't start from the bottom and make a circle that way around. Which I don't know if you do for like zeros, but this is also going from left to right. I don't know if you can see this, but it's sort of a pattern here, right? For top to bottom and left to right. Let's look at the flip towel to really see it again. Now, the flip towel, you can see it goes from left to right, like we've been saying. And then we're going from top to bottom. Yes. So there's a very strict pattern that applies for all of these stroke types. But make sure that this is a single stroke, so you're not separating the two. Next is going to be the L. As you can see, top to bottom. And then we have left to right. And it is also a single stroke. As you can see, my pen doesn't leave the screen. It's just one stroke. It's one line, just bent in one corner. Alrighty, great job, guys. We went through the type of strokes. So now, the next thing on our list is the stroke. Order. The stroke order. Basically, we're going to go through all of the consonants. Okay, all of the consonants and also all of the vowels that we have in the Korean language. So firstly is kiok. The yellow line indicates the stroke direction, and these green numbers basically show us how many strokes there are. So 1, it's gonna start where the have shield, and it's utilizing the left and right diagonals with 2 strokes. Next we have E, which is basically the circle stroke, and that is 1 single stroke. And then we have T, that's gonna be 3 different strokes, and it's basically using the diagonal strokes again. We have our first dash on top, the dash stroke, yay, the short one. And this is gonna be T, and it has 4 different strokes in there. And then next is Q, which is gonna have 2 strokes. It'll be the flipped L, and then the horizontal in the middle. Then we have T, which has 3 different strokes. The first one is the horizontal, second is the L, and third is another horizontal in the middle. Alrighty, then we have P, which has 4 strokes, and it starts with a horizontal and then 2 verticals that's sort of at a slant, and then the 4th one is another horizontal. You could write those 2 vertical ones just completely straight as well, that's completely fine. Next we have E, which is 3 strokes, a dash, a horizontal, and a circle. Alright, and this one I am showing you guys for an example for all double consonants. So, this is basically Kia, but times 2, right? It has 2 of them. And that's what double consonants are. If you're not sure, you can check out my teaching you Korean part 1 to look at that. But basically this goes from left to right when you're writing double consonants, okay? So the first one is gonna be the flipped L, and the second one is gonna be another flipped L, but just to the right of it. So left to right. Let's try another consonant, for example. So this one's gonna have 2 of the same consonant, but just right next to each other. But it's gonna go from left to right. So the first one is gonna be on the left, and then the second one's on the right. And it has the same order that you write it in. Alrighty, I think that should be good for our double consonants. And now we're going to move on to the vowels. The vowels are next, and first we're going to start with This one is with 3 strokes. 1, 2, 3. And as you can see, that left to right horizontal stroke is shorter. So it's like the dash. Or it is the dash. But right in the middle. Okay, and then we have yeah with 4 strokes. Alright, and this next one is a little bit more complicated, but it's wah. And it has 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these short little yellow arrows are dashes. Okay. And now we have we, which has 5 strokes. So these are the more complicated and advanced vowels because it's putting 2 simple ones together. And I went over that in my previous videos if you're a little bit confused on it and you want a refresher. This is also another advanced vowel, and that was where. Now we have wah, with 4 strokes. Now we have where with 5 strokes. Next, we have we with 3 strokes. And then this one is a little more difficult to pronounce. It's ui. Something that I find a little more difficult to translate it into actual English letters. But alright, we're all done with the vowels. Yay, congrats. We're going to go over a complicated one just to refresh it. So the first stroke